Eh? Ladies and gentlemen, listen. The way these silent, quiet people in the house have been waking up these days, it's scary. It's scary. I mean, yesterday morning, it was Dede firing back at Victory, who had upset her in the early hours of the morning of yesterday. And then, last night, it was Tracy. Hey, this one shocked me. And I was quite surprised. I mean, it was a pleasant surprise, actually, because if you all recall, yesterday during our YouTube live conversation where I had explained that I believe that some of the housemates that are yet to really give us something to talk about, right, that they are yet to peel off the layers of their personalities. They're probably still struggling to adjust, still struggling to find themselves in that house, like where to fit in, because there's just a lot going on. And if you're not a forceful person, you might not be able to find your own spot easily. Yes. And for some people, it came quite easy. For some, it's like, oh my God, there's just so much chaos here. I'm in the midst of that chaos. Where do I fit in? Yeah. And so finally, last night, Tracy found a spot. As a matter of fact, she found her storyline. And I put it to you that if this girl follows through with that storyline and adds more flesh and blood and spices and, rishi on top of it, trust me, it just might save her this season, because it is a very, very strong storyline. And also because it includes one person that the whole house really loves because of her kind-heartedness, because of her motherly nature, because of her big sisterly nature. And I'm talking about none other than Big Soso. Ladies and gentlemen, the gist is hot, and it is hotter because last night, Tracy had her first heated altercation with Big Soso of all people, guys. It wasn't even funny at all. It wasn't funny. Now, they did not have an audience, but it was heated. And this is just the beginning, because there's more to come. All right. So I'm going to give you guys all the juicy tea, because aside to story, there were so many other conversations that were had right after the Saturday night party. On my previous video, I had shared the one that happened between Isabella and her Prince Charming, Koyin. So if you missed out on that, make sure you watch that video after this one. All right. So don't skip out on any part. Okay. And yeah, we're going to get into it. I really look forward to hearing your thoughts in the comment section below. All right. And you're all especially welcome to my channel. My name is BBNaija. This is Frankly Speaking with BBNaija, and I am the girl with the tea. Without further ado, let's just get right into the rest of the video. Now, beginning with the first conversation that happened right after the party ended. This one was between Dede and Imisi. So Imisi was telling Dede that there are about, is it 6 guys or how many guys that she fancies in the house? She had named names to Dede. And I think even still in that conversation, she was sort of telling Dede to, listen to Kola, like sort of accept Kola's proposal and whatnot. And Dede was smiling, laughing, and then telling her that, it's not going to work, because everybody in the house knows that she's in a relationship and she will never get into a ship in the house because she's not interested. And the conversation went on and on like that. Now, whilst they were discussing, Kola was seated on the same sofa, but just a bit far away from them. But then he got up and was leaving, because at that point in time, he was already dozing off. He was sleeping. The housemates were trying to play a game, but a lot of them were tired. So Kola was leaving. Dede noticed that he was leaving, and then she called him. Kola, are you going to bed? Are you going to bed? And I couldn't really hear what Kola was telling her, but she was telling him that, I need to have a word. I want to have a word with you. And Kola finally agreed. So they arranged that, okay, we're going to meet outside in the garden for that conversation. Now, we're going to get to that conversation, but let's move on to the next conversation. The next conversation was between Otega and Ib Fubara. So remember, on my previous video, I had mentioned that in the club, Otega was all over Ib Fubara. These people were dancing and grinding on each other like no man's land. Like, they did not care. And then after a long while, Otega had moved on to Sabrina, which really pissed her off because for her, how dare you? You say you like me, I say I like you, and then you're with this person, and now you're coming, da 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 da. So she was quite offended, and she was sort of hesitant to dance with him. He would hold her, dance with her, and then he would leave her and go back to Ib Fubara again. Hey, Ib Fubara, on the other hand, did not mind for her so long as the guy came back to me. Oh, and when he comes back, she would back it up. Like, she was literally giving this guy the time of his life on that dance floor. So, Otega, inside the house, was explaining to Ib Fubara whatever it was that was going on between himself and Sabrina. And he told the same old story of how they both met during the first audition for the show this season, and how he was attracted to her mindset, because she had said, oh, see you in the house, that he left with only that statement. He did not collect her contact, nothing. And then when he got into the house, he was quite surprised to see her because just as she had said, they saw each other in the house. And so they became friends, built like some sort of support for each other, blah, blah, blah. So he was trying to explain to Ib Fubara that it's not like he and Sabrina are in a relationship or anything, or that they are just friends. Now, I was listening to that explanation from Otega and I became very, very suspicious because for me, something was off. Something was not really adding up at that point in time. Because guys, if you think about it, was it not just yesterday or day before yesterday that Otega and Sabrina, they were acting all sort of lovey-dovey in the house, and Sabrina was telling Doris, her sidekick, and who else? Is it Sultana? That she knows that Otega likes her, and she likes him because he's a cool guy, he's a kind guy. Oh, she was also telling Isabella. And Isabella was so happy for both of them because Isabella felt like, oh my God, both of you are so tall. You really suit each other aesthetically, and I believe people can make it work, blah, blah, blah. So she was really rooting for both of them. So they already started playing into that role of two adults who started off as friends, and now they're probably going to start off a ship. So I was quite shocked to see the sudden switch of Otega moving on to Ib Fubara. And guys, at that point in time, it made me suspect that could it be that Otega and Sabrina are kind of trying to cook up some sort of entanglement situation? Some sort of triangle. So it's either two things. It's either they discussed it with Ib Fubara to be a part of it, or Ib Fubara is oblivious to whatever is going on and is enjoying the attention from Otega. Because prior to then, Ib Fubara was just like Tracy. No presence, no action, no existence. She's just in that house like a furniture. Yes. Another thing that made me also very, very suspicious is that Ib Fubara just recently sort of gave honey to Sabrina at the welcome dinner party that happened, was it on Monday or when, where she had declared that, oh, Sabrina is very sweet. She sees the way Sabrina interacts with her friends. She likes Sabrina, blah, blah, blah. And when they had gone into the house, she had told Sabrina that, oh, if you need a therapist, I'm always going to be here to talk to you. If you need somebody to listen to you, I'm going to be here to talk to you. So they had suddenly become friends ever since then. So suddenly, Ib Fubara is not giving two fucks about Sabrina's feelings. She's going ahead to be all over a guy that obviously everybody knows to be Sabrina's best friend and most likely her boyfriend in the house. So the whole thing did not make sense to me. And guys, I still haven't really figured it out yet, but I just have a lot of speculations and theories about this sudden arrangement. And I'm going to get to the bottom of this because absolutely none of these housemates can take Glory Elijah unawares, because I'm going to fish out the truth and I'll come and tell you all the truth when I find out. Anyways, after that conversation, there was a conversation between Doris and Sabrina about their favorite person of interest. And of course, you already know I'm talking about Dede. See ya. If Doris hears Dede, They've not finished saying Dede, oh, but if she just hears Day, there's this just about Day, she will just be sat like this. Tell me about it. Like, she's literally always seated and ready for any gist that has to do with a smear campaign against Dede. Because the way she was sat, see, her body, soul, and spirit was inside that gist, though, and she was like this. She was hearing everything. She was just consuming. So Sabrina was telling her that the way Kola is chasing Dede, that Kola will never be able to keep up with Dede's lifestyle, because what she has seen about Dede is that Dede enjoys a certain life of luxury. She only dates men that have bastard money, like complete useless money you don't know what to do with. Because in the early days, when they just got into the house, Dede was carrying a particular designer, was it slipper or bag or something, and she had seen it and she had complimented Dede about it, and Dede was like, oh, thank you, my boyfriend got it for me on Valentine's Day. So according to Sabrina, she looked at her like, it's only rich men you follow, Abi. I said, hey, somebody you just met, you know nothing about this person, but you just suddenly concluded that this person is a gold digger in some sort of way. So she was now saying that, and that there's no guy in this house that can foot the bills of Dede's lifestyle. And I'm thinking, girl, how do you know? Do you know people's worth? Do you know their bank? What is in their bank account? How would you know? I too sabi, tutu no. And then you could see that Doris was having a hard on. It was like her head was swelling up with excitement, because for her, and she actually said it, that serves Kola right. Serves Kola right. Because now he has gone to be chasing after a girl he cannot afford. So whatever he sees, let him take it like that. He deserves it. And I'm looking at this people, I'm like, Jesus. Grown women, for that matter, grown women, adults. Hectic. Now, the funny part about this particular conversation, between Sabrina and Doris and Kola, is that she will talk to Doris and then she will quickly move on to go and talk to Kola. So it's like she's taking information from here, exchanging with this one. Like, Sabrina was just busy as a bee last night. So immediately after talking to Doris, she had moved on to go and talk to Kola. And okay, I think it was even Kola that even summoned her. And that one was acting like, oh my God, I'm the most wanted guy right now. So it was telling Sabrina that, that Dede, he doesn't know what Dede wants. Like, what does she want? That she says she has a relationship. And now she's calling him, like, he wanted to go and sleep. And she was telling him, oh, where are you going? Are you going to your bed? And then it was like, why is she asking? What do you want? What does she want? What does she want with me? And Sabrina too, her head was growing big, because in her mind, it was like, oh, I've just been proven right. And so she was telling Kola that, girls like that, she wants to string you on. Remember, it's her friend Mide that is encouraging her to carry you along, so you'll be tagging along. But it's not like she's going to agree for you, So they were just making a lot of speculations. And Kola was so excited to go and have that conversation with Dede, and so he went outside. Lo and behold, ladies and gentlemen, you see that conversation? It wasn't like Dede wanted to beg Kola about Jack. Like, there was nothing to that conversation. It just turned out that Kola was sort of not happy that in the party room, Dede did not come, like Dede did not continue coming to him to dance with him. She did not ask him, oh, Kola, dance with me. So when he goes to dance with her, she would dance for a bit, and then later on she would switch positions, so he wasn't happy about it. So it was like, you're not even in a relationship with this girl, but you're already making demands. You're already getting offended. Why? And that was exactly what Dede was saying. That I don't understand. Why should I ask you to dance with me? Why should you even ask Dede to dance with you? It doesn't even make sense. We're not in a relationship. We're not in anything that is leading somewhere. If we were, that would be a different conversation. But we're not. We're just cool. We're just chilled. We're just cool to see how this thing pans out. So it's not like, oh, we're dating, I've agreed to be your something, and we're headed somewhere. There's nothing. So please do not start assigning roles to us that, oh, and you do this, you do that, and then you're having expectations. She was clearing the guy that don't even have expectations, because it's gonna make the whole thing awkward. So we're just cool. And that's it. We're just cool. I've already told you my situation. So let it be like that. Guys, see ya. I was giving Dede a standing ovation because it was so funny that for the second time, or maybe the 100th time even, this girl has single-handedly bruised this guy's fragile ego. Because maybe before coming outside, he was just, in a way, wailing to Sabrina like, oh my God, what does she want from me? I'm like, guy, she doesn't want anything from you. She just wants you to behave yourself because right now you're acting annoying to her. Anyways, moving on. You see that conversation Imisi was having with Dede about the different guys that she's interested in the house? She took that conversation to Faith. Faith is more like a confidant now, and she had already told Dede that she could easily get vulnerable with Faith because Faith allows her to be vulnerable and she feels safe telling him things that bothers her. So she took that conversation to Faith, and guys, we know that she likes Faith. Like she kind of has a crush on him. So the way she was even talking to him, like she wanted to enter his eyes, but she was telling him that that she likes K-Bobo, she likes Kola, that she likes about 7 guys or 6 guys. And Faith was looking at her in the eyes and telling her that, listen, girl, go after all of them. All these people that you say you like, go after all of them. Do what makes you happy. If you want to be with all 7 of them, be with all 7 of them. Go after them. Don't sit down here and be contemplative if they like you or not. Go after all of them. Like he was really gingering her, motivating her. And she was like, are you sure? Are you sure? And as she was in all of that, whether she wanted to kiss the guy, like she was trying to hug him. She was trying to hold him. Faith was running away. And then she was like, can you give me a hug? And the guy hugged her and said, Imisi has found love. Oh. Imisi does not like 7 guys. Imisi likes 1 guy. And that person is Faith, and that is it. Faith for Imisi. Imisi does not like anybody else because what I saw in that conversation, that girl looked gone. Now, just as Sabrina was interfering in people's business, having a say here, having a say there, giving one speculation or the other here and there, she also had her own trouble at home to deal with, right? There was still Otega and the menace of Ib Fubara that she had to deal with. And so, in a way, I don't know if I should say she was kind of jealous or what. I don't know if I should say she was kind of upset or if it's all part of the plan. But she was sitting at the same table talking to Ib Fubara and she was chilled. They were not fighting or anything. And then Otega was there as well. It was as if they were having a family meeting. Yeah. Hey, I just said like Sabrina. They were having a family meeting. And then in the family meeting, Ib Fubara was just acting indifferent, like there was nothing wrong. You guys know what I'm saying. Guys, if I talk, answer me, please be answering me right now. Right now, I'm Sabrina talking. So, Otega was now explaining to both of them, whatever, and Sabrina was angry. Before we knew it, the conversation scattered. Sabrina and Otega, they went upstairs and I think Otega was trying to talk to her and Sabrina was getting really offended and she was shouting at him and she was telling him, leave me alone now. If you want to go and pursue her, go and pursue her now. Leave me alone now. And for me, I felt that she was overreacting because I felt like, girl, calm down. It's not gotten up to that yet. So stop overreacting, But as she was shouting at Otega did not even really give her that space or time because he just opened the bedroom door and he just opened the door and slammed it at her face. Now, it wasn't like her face was at the door, no, but he didn't even stand there listening to her shouting and whatever. He just entered the room and shut the door. Bam. And that was that. And Sabrina still had a lot to talk about all through to the early hours of this morning. Yes, and guys, see it. I beg. And so guys, you see it, as I mentioned before, I'm still going to keep my ears to the ground. I'm going to keep an eye on those 2 people, listening to every single conversation they have, because I want to know if this new situationship, if it is real or if it's a strategy to create a triangle, right, or an entanglement situation. I really want to know. Now, finally, to the big story. Big Soso and our girl, Tracy. Ladies and gentlemen, it started with a conversation between Tracy and Ib Fubara, which wasn't really a conversation if you ask me, because you see, Tracy was talking, she was venting, she was ranting about how Big Soso had embarrassed her and disgraced her in front of people in the dressing area. Yes, she had actually done something, or maybe Big Soso had done something to her, and then Big Soso had apologized. But before apologizing, Big Soso had actually lashed out at her, called all sorts of mean names, and had said all sorts of mean things to her. And that had taken her aback, because for her, what attracted her to get close to Big Soso was because of the very first introduction that they did when they got into the house. And the girl was preaching kindness, she was preaching being good to people, how she cares for people, blah 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 blah. And she told herself that no, that she's going to be friends with this girl. So that was why she got close to Big Soso. But now Big Soso is making it look like if without her in this house, Tracy cannot exist. So Tracy had a lot to unpack, a lot to vent about. And as she was talking and talking and talking, Ib Fubara was not even paying attention. Ib Fubara was just like this. And Tracy was like, sorry, are you here? Are you here? Can you hear me? And she was like, oh, yeah, go ahead. You can talk. I can hear you. And guys, yeah, I felt so irritated. And I felt so bad for Tracy. Because for me, I kind of expected that, okay, Ib Fubara, when you're talking to Sabrina, it's like all your body, soul, and spirit is at attention, listening to Sabrina. But now it's Tracy. Every time Tracy wants to talk to you, you are restless. You are looking for somebody. You're looking for a distraction. You are acting like you can't hear her. Like you just don't give her the audience. It's so annoying. And guys, I just told myself, if it was me that I was talking to somebody in real life, and the person was just, you see that first sign of distraction, I would just keep quiet, get up and walk away. But then again, it's Big Brother's house, right? And Tracy is alone and lonely, and she needs people. And it turns out that Ib Fubara is more like the only female housemate that she's been able to talk to from time to time. But Ib Fubara's attitude at that point in time was just very, very annoying and irritating. Anyways, she was talking. Otega came, sat down, heard what the conversation was all about. Otega went to go and talk to Big Soso that, oh, what did you do to Tracy? Tracy is reporting you to XYZ. And then again, there was what's his name, Rude Boy, who also heard about it, went to go and tell Big Soso that, oh, Tracy is talking about you, reporting you to people. So about 3 people went to go and tell Big Soso that Tracy was talking about her. So Big Soso was very offended, like, I don't understand this matter she's talking about. We already sorted it out upstairs. I apologized to her and she said we're good, so why is she reporting me to people? So Otega was telling her to calm down, not to react, not to do anything, that she should just leave the matter, leave it. Only for her to go upstairs, and she was about to enter a bedroom or pass which bedroom, and then she overheard Tracy retelling the whole story again to Rude Boy. And this time I felt like she was garnishing the whole story, and that really aggravated Big Soso. She stormed into the room and she was like, I told you, keep my name out of your mouth. Stop talking about me. We've sorted out this issue, but you are still out here slandering my name to everybody that cares to listen. I apologize to you. We're good. And then Tracy too was shouting, I wasn't talking about you. I didn't tell 3 people. I only told Ib Fubara. Otega came there to come and see that. Tracy's voice came out. I say, oh? So Tracy can shout like this. I thought Tracy would be known for only eating and eating and eating like a glutton this entire season. I did not know that Tracy can actually talk. And this girl, her voice was rising and rising and rising. Same way Big Soso's voice was raising up as well. Hers was also rising up as well. I say, wow. Ha! This is very interesting. And guys, you see, here's what I deduced from their situation. Big Soso is desperately trying to carve out a storyline for herself. And so, what I noticed also was that in all of that conversation that she was having with the different people that she was reporting Big Soso to, she kept on heavily emphasizing on the aspect of, she portrays herself to be a kind person. She preaches kindness. She preaches charity to people. But she's a mean girl. She said a lot of mean things to me. She disgraced me. She shamed me in the presence of people, blah, blah, blah. So that was what she was emphasizing on. In other words, heavily tarnishing the image, or trying to tarnish the image of Big Soso. Because she also knows that almost everybody in the house likes Big Soso because she's very generous. And for most of the guys, she's the one that feeds most of the guys who don't like to go to the kitchen to cook. So she has strong support system in the house. And it seems like Tracy is trying to use a smear campaign to destroy that pillar of support and that beautiful reputation that Big Soso has. And that was why Big Soso was really triggered, because for her, she could see through what Tracy was doing. So I'm going to be frank with all of you. In a way, I was kind of impressed with the sudden switch up from Tracy. And I cannot wait to see how this whole thing pans out, because it's not over yet. It's not over. So ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to stop talking here right now, because of course, I love watching, hearing your thoughts in the comment section below. So please go ahead and share. I'll see you guys on another video. Thanks for watching. Have an amazing, amazing day. Bye.